Okay. Recording live from somewhere. It's the world's famous TITT, his home team in the motherfucking house.
No question.
That's right. Before this, did you really know what live was? It is the world famous Tissue and the Tape podcast, and I'm Davis Backwoods. And state your name, gangsta.
Philmatic 365, aka 0-1, man.
Man, shout out to everybody out there that's excited for this time of year. The NBA season is back. NFL is in full swing, college is in full swing, but more importantly, Philmatic, we're heading into the fourth quarter. There's a lot of important releases that have come out this year already, but there's a few more that are on the docket, man. We had a friend and definitely a guy that we definitely are big fans of, Torre, just come out with a EP with praise. Salute to him for checking out.
My life coach.
That's right. for rocking out with us for episode 203 that you can now get anywhere where you stream your podcast and listen to us. But we had a conversation with him and Philmatic. Without any further ado, please tell the people who we're about to talk to right now.
Yo, man. You know we do this for the people, and one of the people that we get asked about the most is rocking with us tonight. One of the people that we've been asking to talk to the most is rocking with us tonight. Some of the best work we've heard since we've been doing this show was done by this gentleman. When I tell you, this is the home of the MC, but tonight we're gonna put that title to the side. Right now, this is the spot for the producer, man, because you can't have a party without the DJ.
That's right.
As a great man once said. So without further ado, one of the best producers in the world, excluding nobody. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say, rocking with the heat holders tonight, Apollo Brown. Let's go.
Yo, you guys are far too kind. Far too kind.
No, man, that's you, brother.
I don't know what to say, man. I appreciate it though.
No, we appreciate you definitely taking some time out to talk to us and just have a conversation with us. Again, as Phil said, man, we're elated to get a chance to break bread with you. Phil, I'm gonna let you start it off, man. We're gonna get right into it.
Yeah, hey man. I don't know where to start, man. Grandeur, Ugly Heroes, Blasphemy, Trophies, the Brown Tape. I mean, woo, Mona Lisa, no question.
Hey man, if you don't work, you don't eat, man.
Hey man,
that's right.
But hey, what we do, we're big Marvel comics guys. We all about that superhero life, and we look at hip hop. Hip hop is our Marvel universe. So we like to ask everybody we talk to, what's your origin story? How'd you get bit by that radioactive spider that brought you into hip hop?
Man, I mean, I guess it's just one of those things, man, where you listen and you listen and you listen and you get tired of listening. You just want to be a part of it, man. You want to kind of dive in and make yourself a part of it, man. And I've always listened to music and kind of overanalyzed the music, especially hip hop. I've always listened to beats and I've always separated the drums from the music and, figured out how they did this and this and that and whatever. And this was before, even thinking about making beats. It was, really enjoying the music, but I couldn't enjoy it the way I wanted to. I couldn't just listen to it for what it was. I just had to overanalyze, and I always did, man. And just trying to figure out what they did to make that sound, make it, it was just, I had to be a part of it, man. I wanted to be a part of it. So that's what it was, man. And I think what really got me to be like, all right, man, this is it. Probably Main Source.
Shout out to Extra P.
Absolutely, man. Breaking Atoms, man, was probably the one right there that kind of did it, man. Looking at the Front Door was kind of like, it was everything to me, man. So
that's a great place to start.
I would definitely credit that album, man, for making me want to kind of get involved.
Nice.
Yeah, man. That's for those who aren't aware, Breaking Atoms is a certified masterpiece, a 5 mic classic, and that is the debut of one of our guys, one of our favorite people, a man named Nasir Jones. So do yourself a favor and definitely check that out. So
Large Pro, man, he's, I mean, in all of, I mean, he taught everybody how to make beats, man. It was, you know, whether it was physically or whether it was just in spirit, man. Like myself, it was like, yo, he was either, you know, a teacher or, you know, inspiration.
Nice. Have you ever met him?
I have met him. Yeah. He came out to a release party of mine that I had in New York for Blasphemy. He was out there, man. He kind of guest DJ'd, man, and I met him then. And cool dude, good dude, man. Just everything I expected.
So speaking of origin stories, so like just a little thing about our show. So Phil and I are old college roommates. Word. And you know, we basically like discovered that we like the same music, like, but it's different though, right? So like you hear people talk about how they like love hip hop or they love rap, but like Phil and I discovered like not only do we love it, we live it, much how you were talking about, like how you just immerse yourself in it.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the things that we found out that we had in common, of course, besides like Nas and Tribe and like, you know, just like everybody else, was the fact that pretty much our favorite, like one of our heroes was John Austin from, you know, Ras Kass. And you know him well. And it's just funny just because when we started this show, initially we were doing a blog. We did that for a couple of years and we decided to do a podcast. And literally the first guest that we actually had on the show was Ras. And at the time he was talking about this project that he had coming out, and you know, he couldn't really get into it, but he was like, trust me, if you're rocking with me since day one, this is gonna, you know, knock your socks off. You can't believe who I'm doing this album with. He's like, I'm having a little bit of difficulty right now because we're trying to figure out what to name it. Yeah. I want to name it one thing, but you know, he's like, I'm built for the controversy. Like that's what I've been doing my whole career.
Yeah, no, we was both like we wanted to name it that one thing, and but we got a little backlash from the online distributors, man.
Yes,
and
that's what he said.
You know, we didn't want to, you know, kind of ruin our own, you know. We wanted to be able to put it out wherever we wanted to, you know, to the masses. And if we would have done that, there was a lot of online distributors that were like, yo, we're not gonna distribute this. Yeah. And I know how to play the game. I'm like, all right, man, you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be, it's kind of like Nas in the N-word album. Right. Saying, like one of those things where, you know, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. You want to give yourself the best fighting chance possible.
Exactly.
So we changed the name. And
I mean, it was appropriate. Like when you look at what it was probably going to be, and at least what the song title was, and you look at like what the actual ended up being. I mean, some people look at it as that phrase, blasphemy, what it could have been, and then also, you know, just the content in there was just so heavy that you know, it just worked all along. So I think it worked out. I'm glad you guys were able to actually find something that was still fulfilling to yourselves without compromising. Absolutely. You know, that's key.
And the illest part, I bought the album, and the thing you wanted to name it, there's a big star right next to it because one of the songs has that name. So they not only they okay, you didn't name it that, but then they highlight it. So it's which I thought was pretty funny. It was the very first thing I saw on the screen.
And people, you know, they read that title and they automatically think one thing, not knowing that what we're talking about in that song and what we're talking about as a whole regarding that name is not what they think it is. It's more so how society is being played out right now. What we're doing to kill God off.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And the things that us as a society in the schools, in the workplace, just period, are doing to kill God off. You know, and he's explaining that in the song, and he's explaining that throughout the album. And people, they just take that title and they're like, oh man, so what do you got to do? You get a knife and a gun and then you just go up and put, it's like, no, man, that's not what we're talking about. But, you know, whatever. It's all good.
But I have to tell you about that album. This is the same thing I told Ras after when he was on the second time. I was like, I love everything that he's ever done. That's the best project that he's ever had to complement his skill set in terms of beats and rhymes. And that's not taking away anything from the other guys, but one of the reasons why I enjoy your music is tailored to whoever you're working with. I don't know if that's by design or if that's how it works, but everything seems to fit that person exactly. So the beats that you selected for Ras, they fit his skill set perfectly. Like the pockets and everything, how he bobs and weaves and the metaphors and changing up the flow, everything. This like H2O.
You know what?
That's
I think I trick you into thinking that. And the only way I say that is because I don't really cater to the MC. What I try to do is I prefer to make the MC as uncomfortable as possible, and kind of not make them cater to me. But this is as the producer, it's my show. You know what I'm saying? And as any producer, whether it's Pete Rock, whether it's Premier, whether it's Dr. Dre, if you're gonna produce an album, produce the album. You know what I'm saying? It's not, all right, I'm gonna send you 50 beats. You pick the beats out of no. I craft a sound that I want for the album. I might send off 20 joints for a 15-song album. We got a window of 5 joints that's like, all right, this is, but as a producer, I'm gonna produce the album. This is the sound I'm going for. This is the sound I want. That's just it. I mean, I think there's a lot of producers out there that are scared to produce the album and come up with a sound that they want for the album. And so they're catering to the MC, and that's cool. You know, you can cater to certain things, and especially the legends who are used to certain things and certain sounds. But at the end of the day, you have to be a producer, and you have to produce the record. You have to produce the album from front to back, period. And you have to make sure it sounds good. You have to follow through. After the MC's said and done, after he gets out the booth and flies back home and chills, it's on you now. So, you know, you have to continue the process of mastering and, you know, mixing, mastering and pre-mixing and doing whatever else you got to do and crafting the sound and how you want the album to come off to the listener. So I don't necessarily cater to the MC. I have in mind a past, or, you know, I definitely do my research before I work with somebody. And but what I like to do is kind of find out what's missing in their catalog. You know what I'm saying? And whether it's a sound, whether it's a concept, I like to find out what's missing and try to fill that void. But all in all, man, I'm giving them me. I'm giving them who, you know, quintessential Apollo Brown, and it just so happens to fit, and it just so happens to sound good with that MC. And I think it has to do with the type of artists I pick to work with. And I don't work with artists I don't respect, and I don't work with artists I'm not a fan of. And I don't work with artists that I have to babysit on the mic. I'm not a rapper. I shouldn't have to tell you how to rap. Right, you know what I'm saying? So that's just, you know, I work with everybody I work with. I respect as an MC or an artist, and I respect them as a human, as a person. So, you know, that's kind of first and foremost, really. But no, and I don't really cater. It just kind of, I think it tricks your ears, man. I think I'm giving you Apollo Brown, and they just fit well with it.
To keep it Detroit a little bit, it's only right that we do it.
That's it.
The analogy that we came up with, and Phil just alluded to it, but to keep it Detroit, it was like Barry Sanders with like the Dallas Cowboys offensive line from like the 90s. That's how we felt when we listened to it, because it was like all those years that Raz was, you know, like he's worked with legends in his own right, from Battle Cat.
No tight end.
But you know what I'm saying? But like this
line playing the run and shoot.
Exactly. You know, with Scott Mitchell back there, but this was like
you hit me in the heart right now, because that's my era.
I'm sorry.
That's our era. We right with you, man.
First of all, we don't take too kindly to Emmitt Smith around these parts, man.
Oh no, neither one of us.
Neither one of us either.
And,
neither one of us either.
You know, we around these parts know for a fact that Barry Sanders is the greatest running back, if not the greatest player of all time.
No question.
And he did everything for himself. He created every hole. He ran sideways more than he ran forward and backwards.
Yeah,
it was definitely 1-11 in a lot of those games.
Yeah.
Yo, if Barry had the line that Emmitt Smith had, he would have 30,000 yards rushing.
Exactly. And
he'd still be scoring touchdowns right now.
But Phil, we say the same thing about Raz though too. Like if Raz, if Raz had Apollo Brown,
if y'all were like a gangstar, like,
oh my god,
like if you met Raz in like 1996.
Yeah.
This would be a whole different world.
Yeah.
No, if I met a lot of these cats in the earlier mid 90s, man, my bank account would be a little bigger than it is now.
That's 100% true. But I mean, just as far as like his trajectory, totally different. Like
I'll tell you,
we know where he stands as far as an MC, but it would be no denying it by anybody, because a lot of people don't know a lot of his work, and a lot of people just kind of play it off because he didn't have that one mega hit like a lot of his contemporaries, but we know what it is. So thank you to you for because man, we would like the dudes. I mean, that's where the whole He Holder thing came from. We were the torchbearers, like, yo, listen to these dudes, man. But yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, he has a new album coming out. I mean, he has Soul on Ice 2 coming out.
Yeah.
And I did the title track to that, Soul on Ice. I was kind of my take on the Diamond D remix, man, and we kind of redid it with the same sample and just kind of made it a little grittier and grimier and
hold on, grittier?
A little grittier.
Oh man, you must have been literally in the studio with a ski mask on and like some Timbs.
It was a little grittier, man. So
that's the only way you could have made it grittier.
It's gonna be dope.
I can't wait.
No, Raz is the man, man. Raz is,
shout out to the homie Raz, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But today is about Apollo Brown, man. Like Raz already know how we feel about him. Today's about you and your work, man.
We actually got a lot to talk about. We your time is precious, so we're gonna try to get through these questions here. We want to start first of all. We're big proponents of gentlemen like yourself, fathers, husbands, family guys like us, like taking care of themselves. And like anybody that follows you knows, like over the past 8 weeks, I mean, you've seen somewhat of a transformation. Talk to us about that, man. Just about that health is wealth piece that you're kind of going through right now, and what you.
Oh man, I mean, just I looked up one day and I was fat as hell, man, and I'm just like, yo, this isn't a good thing. My dad has diabetes, man. It runs through my family, and it's something I'm trying to miss, man, and something I'm trying to kind of avoid. And I looked up and I was like 270 pounds, and I'm like, come on, man, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And I can't be like that, man. I can't be out here like that, especially when I used to be fit and I used to be, I'm an athlete, and I'm still an athlete. I still play sports, and I was always pretty in shape. I was always a stocky guy, but I was always in shape, man. And to let myself go like that, man, especially I got a beautiful wife and kids who need me and who depend on me, and my kids want to play, and I'm not trying to be all tired and stuff when I want to play with my kids, man. I'm trying to stand next to my wife walking down the street looking good with her, man, and she's making me look like the dude who everybody looks and be like, oh, he must be a really nice guy, because how did he get her type thing, man? And I ain't trying to be that, man. I ain't trying to be the guy that they're like, oh, he must be really funny, or he must be a really nice guy.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I want to stand next to her and her be proud of standing next to me. That's the physical aspect, man, but it's a mental thing too, man. For the last few years, man, my self-esteem, man, has been null and void, dude. Like I look in the mirror and I'm just like, it ain't only women that got self-esteem issues, man.
For sure.
Men too. So, I don't really feel myself. Only thing I'm really confident in is making beats, man. Everything else is just kind of like my self-esteem. I've always been the type of dude to sit back in the back of the room with my hat low, man, and just kind of hoping nobody sees me type thing, man. And I'm still like that. But so I'm just trying to build my self-esteem a little bit, man, trying to look a little better, trying to feel a little better. My joints was hurting, my lower back was hurting.
Well, what'd you do?
For the first 6 weeks, man, I did CrossFit. And I was real strict with my diet, man. So I cut out everything, man. I cut out about 90% carbs, probably 60% sugars, man. And then I cut my food intake in half. And then I was doing CrossFit for real hard for about 6 weeks. And then from that point on, for the last 4 weeks or so, I've gotten back into the gym, and I'm kind of on my own regimen with cardio and picked up the weights again, get my strength back. And I'm still on, I'm not as strict as I was with my diet, because before I was losing like 5 pounds a week, man. Now I'm cool if I lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, man. I'm not trying to do it all crazy like I was. But I still cut out the carbs and the sugars, man, and I'm drinking nothing but water, man. I cut out pop almost 2 years ago, and but I was still drinking like juices and stuff like that, which are kind of equally bad for you. Right. But I cut out the juices and stuff, man, and I'm pretty much just drinking water right now. Cut out carbs, cut out sugars, and like I said, I cut my food intake in half, and now it's just because I've trained my stomach. Now, if I want to kill a pizza, I can't kill a pizza because I get full really, really fast. So I've kind of trained my stomach, into like, yo, you these 2 pieces and you're good, man. Like, I'm not overstuffing myself anymore, and my portions are smaller. And it's just I don't know, man, just trying to stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I'm losing, I'm feeling better, and my clothes are fitting better.
Nice.
And,
how do you feel?
And I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling better, man. You know what I'm saying? I can bend over and put my socks on, man. And, my back doesn't hurt as much anymore. My knees don't hurt as much anymore, man. I feel a little lighter and nimbler, when I'm playing, because I play softball twice a week. And so when I'm running for the ball or I'm running the bases, man, I feel a little bit better. And I don't know, man, I think I'm gonna feel better up on stage. And it was just a life choice I had to make, man, because like I said, man, diabetes runs hard in my family, and high blood pressure and high cholesterol, stuff like that, man. It's just something I don't want, man. I don't want to deal with any of that, man. So I still got a little bit ways to go. I still want to lose like 20 more pounds, man, and kind of keep it there. But just trying to get healthy, man.
Well, it's been a great inspiration for those of us that follow you, and salute to you for definitely putting it out there. Sometimes it's tough to, it's easy to put the weight joint that's like 38 pounds less, but it's hard to put yourself out there like, all right, I want you guys to hold me accountable, or I'm gonna put this out there so that I hold myself accountable. Put that first scale joint on there. It's like, all right, let's see where this goes. To see the progression and all that, like, that's really motivating. So again, salute to you for that.
Word, man, I appreciate it.
No doubt. Phil, so we're going to talk about more. We touched on sports a little bit, obviously, representing Detroit there.
Oh, Detroit, everything.
I wouldn't say that, man, but
okay.
Because you're from a city that has 4 for 4, like Phil's from Philadelphia, so he's got 4 for 4, but he's only about 2 for 4 right now. So
yeah.
So you're Red Wings, like, I mean, you probably.
I'm not a huge hockey guy, man.
You're from hockey town, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't do much for me, man. But Red Wings, Blackhawks, man, pretty much. That's about it when it comes to hockey. I definitely respect it. I respect the club, absolutely, man. Red Wings.
And the Tigers hat is, that's like, that represents your city. That represents where you're from. That's iconic.
Absolutely.
The Lions, you mentioned that, obviously the Lions,
mean, you know, it's really, really, really hard to be a Lions fan, man. I'm a Lions fan, but they give you an ulcer, bro. They give you a heart attack, man. I mean, we'll be like,
I bet
we'll make the playoffs one year, and then we'll come back the next year and be 0-16, man. Like, come on, man. Like,
it's crazy.
You know, it's with the same squad. You know, that's what makes it worse, man. It's like, yo, it's the same squad. Like, nothing even changed.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. But when you said you was gonna be on here, I was like, I found something because I thought you might get a kick out of this. One of the things that the good guy Megatron sent to me from Megatron when he broke the receiving record. So they sent these out. That was I was like, man, Detroit, like he's synonymous with the city in terms of it's like
still be playing though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he should still be in the league for another 4 years.
Oh, easily.
That's what I wanted to ask you about though, because like,
but that's like it's like being Barry, man. You get burnt out, man. You can't. You're playing. Your one season is like 3 seasons.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like as hard as you play with the Lions, your one season, your 16 games is like playing double, man. It's crazy. So you're literally dog years, man, when you're playing with the Lions, man.
As a fan of the Lions, do you think that the ownership, do you think they don't necessarily care about winning as much as they care about, you know, the bottom line and making sure that the arena's filled up?
I mean, just like any front office, man, it's a business, bro. That's what they care about. They care about it's the bottom line, man, the numbers, man. And I mean, what can you say? I can't really, you know, fault them for that. That's their job. That's the business. You know, it's just like this industry, man, just like music. It's turned into a business before music, man. It's definitely a business first, then music. And
gotcha.
I mean, I would almost say it's probably 60-40 business music, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how the league is, man. You front office, that's what they're supposed to care about. They're supposed to care about the bottom line and bringing you know, patrons into the stands, man, and you know what I'm saying, and making sure that they're happy. Obviously, one of the things that's to make sure the fans are happy is having good players and winning football games. But I mean, you know, whether we win or lose, we'll always be here, and we ain't going nowhere.
See, that's what I think they kind of bank on. That loyalty and that love for the team and what it represents.
Man, look at Cleveland, bro. Like the Browns, like they are horrible, bro. They've been horrible for years, man. But their fans don't go nowhere, bro. Their fans are loyal as hell.
How many Thanksgiving games have you been to?
I've been to a couple, man. It's been a while though. It's been a while. I went to a Vikings game, and I think I went to a Cowboys game.
Okay.
This was back in. Man, this was years ago, man. So,
did you ever see Barry play live?
Absolutely, nice. Man. Yes, absolutely.
That's one thing I wish I could have got.
That was before camera phones, man. So, before cell phone. Well, I don't know. I didn't have my first cell phone until I was like 17. That was 97. So, but yeah, man. You know, yeah, I've definitely seen Barry play live, man. Greatest show on earth, right there.
All right, so just to complete the the Pistons, where do you stand with them?
I'm not really a Pistons fan, man. Not really. You know what? It's funny, man. I was growing up. I was a Sonics fan. I was a Seattle SuperSonics fan. So
I hear a lot of people say that. Mickey Fax.
Yeah.
I was a huge Sean Kemp fan, man.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with him.
Yeah, that was his like favorite player ever.
Like Sean Kemp and Gary Payton were the best tandem ever, and to me, and Sean Kemp was my favorite player of all time.
Nice.
That number 40, man, is just undeniable, bro.
Yeah. Okay. You likened some of the like you said, the front office to, and we say that all the time too, to like some of the suits that are in position as far as the music industry. And you know, it's like now, like as far as like the business of music, something again, you know, Raz has talked about a lot, and a lot of the MCs that you work with, actually, you know, including Big Pooh, you know, guys that you know that have really seeing the ins and outs of the industry, and is still making music in spite of some of the situations that they were in. One of the projects that we wanted to talk to you about was the EasyTruth.
Or
we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about that, just based off of the impact that it's had since it's dropped, and just the way, like you mentioned, you look at Sky's catalog, and he has all these different projects that he's done, but you were trying to bring something else to the table that he may have not done before. Talk to us a little bit about that process, and more specifically, which will lead into your upcoming project. Talk to us about A Couple Dollars, man. That's one of our favorite joints in the past couple of years.
That's my wife's song.
That was a great song, man. Just that album period, man, was easy, bro. Like it was nothing hard about that album. There was really no thought process going into that album. It was something we talked about before. We've toured before. We toured a couple times before, and you know, we've done songs, and I did stuff with, you know, like Barrel Brothers, and they both, him and Tori, Sky and Tori, both did a joint for me on the Grandeur album, man. And so we've worked, and then, like I said, we've been in each other's presence and kind of chopped it up and became friends, man, on tour and before that. So it's been talked about, you know, and when we did a couple songs together, man, like all the fans and, you know, everybody on Twitter and Instagram, people hitting us up like, yo, when y'all gonna do something together, when y'all gonna do an album, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we had discussed it, man, but we couldn't carve out the time to really do it, you know. And finally, man, we just was like, yo, man, let's do it, man. I got the time, and, you know, you're home, you got the time. Let's knock this out, man. So we ended up doing it, man. And my whole goal with that, man, it was funny because and he did the same thing. Was we made each other uncomfortable, man. That was like important, man. It's like not to the point where, you know, we weren't uncomfortable as people, but as an MC and as a producer, we tried to make each other uncomfortable with the output, with what we wanted the other person to do or accomplish. So, you know, Sky's used to real big, lavish, orchestral music, beats, and you know, working with somebody like Ill Mind, or, you know, it just, you're used to really big, you know. I don't know. When it comes to me, I'm super straightforward. My music is super straightforward. It's not as layered as other producers' music is. I guess my music is more focused on melody and chops and stuff like that, and my drums are super simple. My drums have never been real intricate. They've always just been hard, and they've always been, they always fit well. You know what I'm saying? I always made sure my drums fit well. They didn't have to be a certain pattern. They didn't have to be a certain, just all kinds of drums going on, because I always felt like too many drums takes away from just the integrity of the beat, the integrity of the music behind it. So my drums are always simple, man. But anyway, like even for this project, I pulled out the 808 kit. You know, I don't ever pull out the 808 kit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an 808 kit type of dude. I'm not a double time hi-hat type of dude. But I pulled all that out for this project. And that was kind of my part of being uncomfortable. And his part of being uncomfortable was more so, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this, but I need you to rock over one of these gritty drumless joints. You know what I'm saying? One of these looped up gritty drumless joints that you never rock over. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, man. We just try to make each other uncomfortable and kind of, you know, fit each other's mold, man. And that wasn't hard because we both have the same goal in mind, man. We both want to make good music, and, you know, we want to make not just good music, but relatable music and good stories and, you know, good concepts and, you know, just give you the album that you deserve, man. And I think we did that.
You definitely did. And one of the big things that I always look at, all the great albums, they always have that 3-song run. If you look at any great album, you'll always see that 3-song run where you like, that's where you go to for, if you could say like where I want to start listening to this album. In for EasyTruth, it was, you know, Couple dollars, Jordan in the gold chain, and then Basquiat on the draw. Those three right in a row, like yo, that's like triple seven.
Yeah.
Like when you're on the slot machine, you hit the 777, and they're three totally different songs, totally different vibes, but they all drive home the same, high quality beat, high quality rhymes, and they each give you a different kind of feeling. That's my wife's Jordans and Gold Chains is my wife's it's her second favorite because Diamonds is her joint, but that's the song. Like every time it comes on, she was like, that's like when she I was like, yo, you need to hear some of these joints. That's the one that got her into that whole album. No,
that's what's up, man. I mean, the good thing about, I'm not gonna say the good thing about my music or whatever. No, I'm gonna say the good thing about my music is the three that you just named, somebody else would name a whole different three. So you know what I'm saying? Like I've never had an issue with, like if I were to put a tweet out right now and I were to say, hey, what's your favorite joint on the album? Everybody would have a favorite joint.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know you're doing your job. To me, that's how you know you're doing the right thing, and you're doing your job as a producer, and just as an artist. Period, man. When not everyone gravitates towards one song. You don't want an album that everybody just gravitates towards one song. Like, oh, that's my favorite song. That song right there, that one. Nah, man, you want everybody to have a favorite song, a different favorite song on the album, man, because you want to make something for everybody. Everybody's ears, they're different, man, and they're drawn towards something else. And when you can have everybody name something different on the album, and not just the songs, but albums, man. I got like, 22, 23 titles, man. And if I were to say, hey, yo, what's your favorite album, man? It's a different album every time, man. And even for myself, like I can't name my favorite album. It's really mood driven. It really depends on how I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah,
how I'm feeling that week. You know what I'm saying? But and that's definitely not tooting my own horn, because there's a lot of producers out there like that, man, who make good overall music, man, where there's no gravitational pull to just one song, man. It's every song, and that's dope though. I like that.
One of the things that one more thing I wanted to ask you about this, the Stretch and Bob song. Now you're from Detroit, so you didn't get a lot of Stretch and Bob, so I'm assuming that was Sky's influence. But tell me what that process was for actually making that song, because as somebody that actually heard those when they were happening, it felt like, like 1995. It felt like I was up late on a Thursday hoping the wind blow right to get the sound down the Philly, or get my cousin to send me a tape. So
yeah, I mean, and that's the only way that we really got to hear that show, is if people sent tapes our way, man. If there was a local hip hop shop, man, down the street, man, and that would have those tapes and stuff. I never really got them though, but so I knew about the show, obviously, but I never really got the privilege to tune in while it was a thing. So in the process of making that song, I did a lot of research, man. I probably went through like 20 hours of that show. Not only just finding sound bites, but just listening to the show, man. I was just like, yo, this is incredible, man. I wish this was on the radio now. Like, this is incredible, man. You had everybody coming up to the station just to rock, man. And when they were nobodies, man, and turned into somebodies later on, it was just like, it was crazy, man. Just to be a fly on the wall in that show, would just, man, that's hip hop legacy right there, man. And so,
they're part of the reason why we do this. I mean, they were such an inspiration to us.
Yeah.
But like, because I was like, the way you captured it, I was like, yo, how did? Because it literally sounds like if somebody didn't know who you guys were, they would assume, but they knew who Stretch and Bob were. They would assume that was a dub from.
And that's what we were trying to do, man. That's when I cut it and made it like that, and distorted it and filtered it, and just trying to make it sound as if we were in the studio, and we were doing a live interview, and it was time for Sky to do a freestyle over a beat. Even the beat, like,
yeah,
I needed the drums, I needed the actual sample to sound like it was from '94. Like everything needed to be that style, you know, the style of '94, man. So it was just, you know, putting that together was fun.
That's why you better than them. That's exactly why, because it really felt like that, man. So shout out to you and to the homie Sky, man. This is Tissue and the Tape. You are rocking with the Heat Holders. We are here with Detroit producer extraordinaire Apollo Brown. Vibe, yo. I mean, Apollo, like he's like the unofficial soundtrack to the show. I mean, you're talking about, you know, he did joints with Torre. He did a whole album with Skyzoo, who's a 2-time guest. Torre's a 3-time guest. Raz has been on twice. He got an album with him. We had OC on. We had Planet Asia on. I mean, this is
He's like the glue, connective tissue right there.
Yeah, man. I see what you did there.
Those are all. That's a great lineup right there, man. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
They're all very, very respected artists, man. Respected MCs, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Mona Lisa and No Question, since those are the ones for 2018. Let's start with No Question. Locksmith is someone who we've been, you know, championing for a while.
Torchbearing.
Yeah, definitely trying to get people to get familiar with him, you know, for a while. And then we just looked up one day on our Apple Music, and he had like 8 joints. We were like, wait, what? Like, how did that come about?
You know what? I'm a Locksmith fan, man, obviously. And he's probably one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life, man. He's just the way that he puts his words, man, the things that he says, while he can deliver facts while giving you intricate delivery, and just the things he talks about, not even on the mic, man, just stuff he talks about like just in the studio or riding around the city or over a sandwich, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just he's a super intelligent dude, very, very, very smart, man, a good guy. I was happy to do the project, man. It was. And I called him. I hit him up. I was like, "Yo, man, I'm a fan. I think this would sound nice, man. Let's do this EP real quick, man. Let's do something that we don't got to take a lot of time on, man. Something we can get done real fast and get out to the public, man. Get out to the people." He's just somebody that I wanted to work with, man. And I thought that he would definitely compliment my style, and I would compliment his, man. So that was a fun project. That was just, again, easy, man. I think him, along with Sky, along with everybody I work with, man, it's so natural and organic, man, and it's just easy to do, man, because we just have that same goal in mind, man. And you know, nobody's fighting with each other. Nobody's like, yo, I want to do this, but you want me to do that, and no, I want you to do this, and yo, let's do this instead. Nah, man, it just comes together. So like, I don't know, like perfect marriage, man. It's nuts, man. And I've been lucky, man. I've been real lucky. Not everybody's been that lucky. And you know, I'm counting my lucky stars, man. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, man, that it continues to be that easy with the MCs and the artists that I work with in the future, man. But no, Locke is a monster, man, and people need to take heed, man. He's, you know, you're not gonna step up to him on the mic, man. Period.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
Not.
Another gentleman that you could probably say that about. I mean, he's as battle tested. I mean, seriously though, if you just look at what he's been through, he's as battle tested, and he's shown his true colors amongst some of the greats, from even just being in that camp with Dre to start off to, you know, when he finally kind of made his push back on the East with the Bodega Chronicle. Like, I mean, you look at him now after all that he's been through, and he has an album with Apollo Brown. How did Mona Lisa come about? We're talking about Joell Ortiz.
Again, man, big fan. Joell is probably one of the best overall dudes I've ever met in the industry, man. He's you know, he's a friend of mine. You know, I'm honored to call him a friend of mine, man. He's He's one of the funniest dudes you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Super goofy, man. Super down to earth. You know, not the Hollywood guy you'd think he was, or a lot of people would think he was, man. You know, just real cool, man. He comes from this, man. He comes from the down here in the underground, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
you know, it just so happens he's made it out, you know, and he's still reaching down to little old me, man, and you know, let me make some beats for him. And you know, that was another thing, man. That was kind of like on me, man. I was like, yo, I hit him up and was like, yo, let's make this album, man. Let's make an album. What are we doing, man? Come on, let's do something, man. Everybody always talking about y'all look like brothers, man. Y'all look like y'all in the same tribe, man. You know, it's like, all right, man, we in the same tribe. Let's make the same music real quick, man. And you know, we put together this album, man, Mona Lisa, man, and again, easy, and you know what I'm saying? Flew him out. We got in the studio, knocked this out in a few days, man, and we'll be making these classics in a few days, man. That's all of them. We're making these classics in a few days. Yeah, man. It don't take months and months to make a classic, man. You just, when you got like-minded individuals and when you have the same goal in mind and you want to put together this relatable, beautiful music, man. And me and him are the same age. We're both 38. I'm sorry I put you out there like that, bro. But
hey, it's all good, man. We the same boat, man. I'm 39, by 38.
You know what I'm saying? So we pushing 40, man, and it's time to make grown music, man. And this album's a lot of grown music, man. And you know, we're not children and we're not teenagers, man. So you know, my music doesn't really cater to the teenagers or even the early 20s, man. If they catch on, cool. But I make music for my generation, man. And you know, that's what Mona Lisa is, man. It's grown music. It's something that you can you know, either forget something to or remember something to. You know what I'm saying? And I try to make music that you can feel. I try to make music that'll take you somewhere when you listen to it. You know, if I can't feel it, man, I don't want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's hard or life type music, whatever. Whatever it is, if I can't feel it, I don't want to listen to it.
Well, one of the things that I definitely can say that we felt that knock when on Timberland Up, like that's when you say you making music for us, you definitely that was for us. I mean, I felt like it felt like 1995. I would take a new pair of Timbs and throw them in the mud and then put them on. That's what it felt like.
Right now, man, them $200 Timbs, you better not, man.
Yo, we got a question. Taking it back to the D again. How is Royce looked at within the city? Like, to us, he's like an alien. Like, to outsiders,
Royce is revered everywhere, bro. Yeah. Royce is a monster, man. He's well respected everywhere, man. Everywhere you go, whether it's in the city, outside the city, whether it's in Wisconsin, whether it's in California, whether it's in Paris, whether it's in Austria, man, it doesn't matter where you go. Everybody knows who Royce the 5'9" is. If you know anything about hip hop, you know Royce
Absolutely.
the 5'9", and you know that he's one of the greatest MCs ever to set foot on this culture.
Ever.
And, like, you know, he's just well respected, man. Just being around him is like, you know, it's just like, wow, man, you just kind of soak up that energy. You know, even though I'm not a MC, man, I still soak up that energy, man. I'm just like, yo, this is dope, man. I still get that way whenever I'm around Premier or you know, whenever I'm around Pete. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter how many times I'm around those guys, I still look at them like, holy shit, man. I'm sitting next, you know, it's just, these are my idols and these are, you know, people that I've looked up to all my life and the GOATs, man, you know what I'm saying? And that's how Royce is. Royce is easily one of the GOATs, man.
Yeah.
No question.
That's why when we saw that picture, I saw you and I saw him and I was like, I did one of these. I was like, I was hoping that we was going to get one of them 7 songs, not one of those 7-song albums, but one of your 7-song albums.
You never know. You never know.
Hey man, don't do. I don't know if my heart can take it, man.
Heaven Studios can't be that far away from you, so
yeah.
not that far away, man. It's a little 15-minute drive, man. It's not far away.
Man, we really appreciate you rocking with us. We just got a couple more questions.
Oh man, I'm here, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Appreciate it.
Wife and kids.
Yeah, same here.
Yo, you already know.
Phil, what you got?
Hey man, Detroit, like for a lot of people who aren't unaware, who aren't into hip hop the way we are, they don't really realize how much talent is in the city. Not only with the beats, of course, J Dilla, rest in peace, yourself, but
Black
MCs, Milk. Black Milk, but you got Royce, who we mentioned, Elzai, of course, the guy on 8 Mile, he's pretty good on the mic too. Talk about that, like just within the city, Guilty Simpson. I mean, there's so many people within, the city limits that.
No, absolutely, man. I mean, you got like that. That's the thing, man. Everywhere you go, like I said about Royce, man, everywhere you go, people check for Detroit, man. Whenever I'm overseas, everybody's always wondering about Detroit and checking for Detroit MCs. Whatever artists, whenever they put albums out, with the title of, coming from Detroit or representing Detroit, man, people are checking for it, man. It's kind of a thing that we have, man. We make that type of music, and there's a lot of character here in this city, man. There's a lot of resiliency in this city, man. And people go through a lot, man, and they put it on paper and they put it to the beats, man. And they make just good heartfelt music, man. And it's not fake. A lot of people make fake music, man. We make good heartfelt music, man, that you can relate to. And the MCs are hungry, and the artists are talented, man. They're not just some bullshit, man. It's like we have talented MCs, we have talented producers, we have people who really they give their life to this shit, man. And they this is what they do, this is how they live. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, man. It's just real, man. When it comes to the music here, man, there's so much to talk about, and there's so much to discuss, man. And I mean, you named it, man. You got the Elzais, man. You got the Black Milks, man. You got the Denon Porters. You got the Bronze Nazareths. You got the Nolan the Ninjas. You got the Guilty Simpsons. You got the Red Pills. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got obviously the Royces and the Eminems, man, and the D12s, and you have everybody from every walk of life, man, that comes out of this city, man, and represents this city to the fullest. And nobody, nobody half steps, man. That's the thing. Nobody half steps. When you put Detroit on it, you can't half step, man. You got to come correct. You got to, you got groups like Slum Village. You got groups like Clear Soul Forces, Detroit City, Coleman Young. You know what I'm saying? You got all kinds of amazing artists that come out of this city, man. It's just, this shit is crazy, man. You got the Invincibles and the Fat Rays, and man, it's you can just go on for days, man, and days about who comes out of the city, and it's nuts, man. You got the Boldy Jameses, man. You got the Fat Cats, the Big Tones, the Finales, the Super MC.
Shout out to Ronnie Euro.
Yo, you got the Nick Speeds, the Journalist 103s. You got the Paradigms, the Rose Spits. Come on, man. I mean, the Ty Ferrises, the Marv Ones. Come on, man. Like, it's for days, man. For days and days, man. You could just name people who come out of this city and spit real shit and make real beats, man. So, hey, this is the place for me, man. This is where hip hop lives.
And if that's not enough for you, there's Motown. Like that kind of shuts everything down. Like
Exactly.
Oh yeah, they basically ushered in a generation of American music.
Yeah, man. Changed the game.
Yeah.
It built it, tore it down, and rebuilt it again.
Absolutely.
Man, yo, that's crazy that like as you were naming it, I'm just thinking of songs like one of our favorite songs that we would always play on the show, Without Warning, with with Fat Cat and Elzai, and it's just so much the Slum Village joints, and just talk about a little bit about Dilla and like just his impact, because like we've had people from Germany, shout out to Vanya from I Still Love Her.de, who anytime we have her on, she always talks about Detroit and her time when she comes to the United States, she goes to Detroit. Like of all, no LA, no New York, Detroit.
No, it's like hip hop cats do that, man. Yeah. Like a lot of regular people come to United States and want to go to New York and LA, and hip hop cats come to Detroit, man. They want to see what
they're curious. It's like, yo, I gotta see this.
Yeah, she that was her thing, and like one of her most fondest memories, she talks about being in Detroit and going to the different places and listening to music. So yeah, no, I mean,
that's my girl, man. She's good people, man. Detroit, man, it's just beautiful, man. That's all I can say, man. It's just I don't know, man. It's Dilla is obviously Dilla has one of the biggest impacts of any producer ever, man. You know what I'm saying? All around the world, not just in Detroit, not just in the United States, but all around the world, man. And Dilla is, I mean, come on, man. It is. I can't really say much that hasn't already been said, about Dilla. He was incredible, man. He was incredible, man. He moved in pads like it wasn't even. He just did things that, like, basically, I would look at certain samples I would listen to, and I'd be like, nah, I wouldn't fuck with that. he would fuck with it and then make it dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's shit that I'd just be like, yo, there's no way I'd fuck with that. It's not even my style. Like, I wouldn't even, and then not hear what he heard. You know what I'm saying? And then he'd make it and be like, yo, this is, I can only wish, I wish I could have been in the room. I've never met him. I've never had him grace my presence, and rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace. Big influence, another big important person in our growth from the blogs that we were doing into the podcast. And shout out to our other heat holders, DJ Rick G's and Reem, who are diehard Dilla fans. So definitely rest in peace to J Dilla, man. Such an important part of our culture in music in general, man. So that can't be stated enough. So, yeah. But yes, this is Tissue and the Tape. We are the heat holders, and we are rocking with Apollo Brown.
How many people actually have ever even, like, I wonder how many listeners out there actually even know or ever experienced even putting tissue in the tape.
Well, we ask everybody that, hey, you're good, man, because I was going to ask you.
Remember, I'm 38 years old, man. So
you're cut from that same.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah. We found, at least like from my limited research, a lot of the people that listen to our show are from our era. And they have some familiarity with it. And Planet even told us, he's like, the reason he even decided to do the interview is because of the name of the show.
Sure.
He was like, I knew y'all was legit because of the name of the show. Yeah. And that's my guy, man. Hey. Yo. Anchovies, man. First of all, I am a inner fat boy in terms of just food. Anchovies are underrated food. I don't know if you actually eat anchovies, if that was just metaphorically naming the album.
No, the whole reason behind anchovies, man, was just, it's one of those things. Like anchovies are, it's a food that's not for everybody, man.
Acquired taste.
You either love it or you hate it. There's nobody that says anchovies are okay. I eat them every now and then. No, you either love anchovies or you hate them, bro. And that's the same with this album. the album wasn't for everybody, and I knew that to begin with. I wanted to make it anyway. I didn't care, but I knew it wouldn't be for everybody. And it's one of those albums that you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, man. And so that's what Anchovies, represented. But in my anchovies are disgusting, bro.
I figured it was more metaphorically, because
they're disgusting.
There's like 1 in 100 people that actually eat anchovies, and
they're horrible.
But like for this dude, like, prides himself on being like a pizza connoisseur. He'll eat pizza anywhere. Like, why would you deface a nice fresh pizza with that?
Yeah, you just messed it up. That's like putting walnuts in brownies, bro. That's like, you just messed it up.
I agree with the walnuts. And it's not like a anchovy, like, oh, I gotta have anchovies or I'm not eating pizza. But I had it done at the highest level, and then I had it again, and it was horrible. So it's one of those things that has to be done right. If it's done right, it was actually dope.
There's no right way, man. There's no right way, bro.
but there is a right way to make a great album, and you guys did that with Anchovies. And like, man, Diamonds, that's theme music. Like Vada tell you, like when I'm just doing regular shit, I play Diamonds. Like when I'm walking around in Walmart, getting food, teaching my daughter how to do throwing diamonds, and it just feels right. Me and my wife, like when we chilling, throw diamonds on it. I mean, and then it went from Diamonds to Avant-Garde to the whole album, and it just became almost like for a few months that was our soundtrack. Like everything we did revolved around that album, and it's still nothing. I haven't listened to anything more than I've listened to this since you guys dropped it. When we did our, what was it, by the 200th show?
Yeah.
When we talked about our favorite album since we started the show, it was that.
Yeah.
And so I definitely wanted to, that was when I heard that, I was like, I already was trying to get you on the show. I was like, yo, when I heard this, I was like, I told Vada, I was like, we gotta get Apollo.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk to another producer until we get Apollo, and we actually have it. Yeah. Believe it or not. So it ended up working out like that. But
that's what's up, man.
What was the process with that? Because we talked to Planet, and we got his perspective. What from your end? What was your perspective in making that album? You gave us a little bit of the insight, but I
mean, it's really the same process, man. Our process is usually the same for everything, but I mean, in that for that album, it was crazy because he did a feature for the Dice Game album.
Mm-hmm.
He was on that joint
with Guilty Simpson. Yeah.
Yep. And then he did a feature for me on Grandeur. A joint he did with him. I put him and West Side Gun together on a joint, and Triple Beams, and then I did a remix, not kind of a remix album to the joint he did with Ginsu Dean, called Stitched Up, and that was like 5 songs. It was kind of like a little 5-song EP remix type joint, and I don't know, man. It's just Asia's like one of my favorite MCs over my beats, man. And he's just one of them dudes, man. He has the voice, the delivery, the content. And he just knows how to make a good song, man. And you know what I'm saying, from beginning to end. And he's that delivery, man. It's the way he be spitting, man. I just love it, man. And especially over those drumless type tracks, man, and over, that real dingy, dirty type music, man. And he was perfect for that, man. He was like the perfect candidate for that, man. It was just one of those things, man. And Hit him was like, yo, man, let's make this album, man. It's the same process. Like, yo, let's make this album, man. Whatever I'm feeling at the time. I'm like, yo, let's make this album, man. And they he was down. He's like, yo, let's do it, man. And got in the studio, knocked it out in about a week, and yeah, man, that was, history. That was it. That was good, man. I mean, honestly, man, with the stuff I've done, man, I could you know, God forbid, man, but I could die tomorrow and be happy with my career, man, and things that I did and the MCs I've worked with, man, and you know, the artists I've had the privilege to just talk to, man, and just you know, befriend and even just be in the presence of, man. If I retired tomorrow, I could retire tomorrow. If I died tomorrow in a car crash, man, again, God forbid, man. Let me knock on some wood real quick.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm happy with my career, man, and I'm happy with, you know, the people that I've worked with, man. It's cool.
Man, we definitely appreciate you again taking some time to talk to us. We're looking forward to that release. Is it October 26th?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me too. I can't wait.
Yeah.
You guys blessed us with the remix, which we weren't expecting.
3/4 of the slaughter.
Yo, that was nice, man. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. Crook went off, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, he went off. Crook went off, man. That was exciting when I went to mix that, man. I was like, yeah.
Get Timberland up like Goose. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
That joint was crazy, man.
That was a nice little treat. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to keep that going, man, and let y'all get the remix too, and you know, let people enjoy that, man, because that was definitely a treat.
Well, again, we got Reflection out there, we got Decisions, we got Timberland up.
I mean, so you heard Reflection, you heard Decisions.
Yeah.
Obviously Timberland up on some hard, you know, whatever, but you know, Reflection is on some grown.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it Decisions. Obviously, we've all been through it. We've all had to make decisions.
Yep.
You know, we've all had to choose from right from wrong or from, you know, left from right, whatever. We had to make decisions, man. That's the type of music I'm talking about, man. That's like, to me, that's just grown, relatable music, man. That's just something that, you know, I kind of strive to make these days, man. I don't like being on that bullshit, man, and just making music just to make music, man. I like to make music with a purpose. Well,
I mean, there's a market out there for it. We implore, you know, all the artists that we're able to talk to, like yourself and like, you know, the MCs that you've been working with, to just let them know, like, there is a market for it. We like to put our money where our mouth is. We purchase music still. We tell people, don't ask us for the link, buy it, you know. Yeah. Don't just stream it, don't just download it, but also buy it. So, I mean, there is a market for it, and we do appreciate, you know, the fact that it is available.
The take cares if don't nobody else care. You know what I mean?
Sure. We even like stuff like the Reset instrumental album, you know, like that, stuff like that is still good to listen to too. So we appreciate you. Phil, before we let Apollo go, one last thing.
You know what we got to do.
I mean, we got to, man.
But before we do, I got to get one generic radio question.
Of course.
That artist that you haven't done the 1-2 thing with, you haven't had that album with, that you need to get in the studio, somebody that you're a fan of, you got 10 tracks for him, who is
J Electronica?
Ooh, man.
Good luck, Chief. Man, that would be one of the greatest things.
That was an easy question, bro.
He didn't even hesitate on that. That was like,
he did not. You've been asked that before. Like, that's
J-Elect, man. That's it right there, man. That's for me.
J-Elect, man. I know you listening. Hey, man, get in the studio with Apollo Brown. He gonna lace you. He gonna challenge you. He gonna make you uncomfortable, but y'all gonna make magic. That shit would be amazing.
That would be beautiful, man. That would be beautiful. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's not really making music, man. But you know, if he ever gets back into that mode, man, where he just wants to put something together, man, I'm always here.
No doubt.
Well, I know I have a personal choice for myself. He right around the corner. Like, I'm sure he's close by, man. If you and Elza ever decide y'all want to,
we talk. We saw each other not too long ago, and we talked about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that one needs that, because I feel like his skill set, your skill set,
the syllable sensei, man. The sickest.
Oh man, L is another GOAT, man. L is he's one of the best to ever do it, man.
Yeah.
he's like a prototype MC. Like when you like you know how that when they ask you that who if you looked up MC in a dictionary, who would you see? Like I think of like certain people. He's one of them. Like him, like Nas. Like it's certain people that just like are just MCs. Black Thought is one of those people.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Elzai, Nas, Black Thought. You know,
that's another guy that I would love.
Royce, you know, it's just these are people that are just like, yo, this is Fonte is in there.
Oh yeah,
they're incredible with the wordplay. The stuff that comes to mind when they're writing is just like, wow, like how did you do that? There are things that other people just can't think of, man. You're just like, holy shit, man. You just say that, like it's just like these people are incredible, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, now that I got it out the way, J-Elect, come on, man. Let's make that happen. Now that we got that out the way, it's something that we like to do here that we call tit for tat. And it's a very simple. It's either this or that. We give you either gonna say left or you're gonna say right. It's rapid fire, and you know there's no wrong answer. But hey, Vi, you want to set it off?
For sure. When we're talking about A Tribe Called Quest, and we're talking about their two classic albums, of course, that they've put out. If I say that I'm taking Low End Theory, what do you say?
I'm saying I'm taking Midnight Marauders. Apollo, what you got?
Probably Midnight Marauders.
Okay.
All right. Now, if I say I feel like having some works of art with DJ Premier, Vi, you're going to say
Pete Instrumentals. So Pete Rock or DJ Premier.
Anything Premier, man. That's my goat.
All right.
That's my goat. That's great all time, man. That's my idol. That's my mentor. That's my goat.
There it is.
No question.
But I mean, Pete is a close second, man.
Yeah.
You know, and Pete's definitely in that top three.
For sure. Okay, Phil.
All right. So Apollo, Jordan 1s or Jordan 3s?
Oh, 3s are the greatest Jordans ever made, bro. Come on, man. Black cement 3s, man. Come on, get out of here, man. That's ones are horrible compared to the 3s, man. Get out of here.
Oh man.
3s, 4s, and 6s, man.
No 11s?
I mean, they're all right, man. They definitely changed the game, but nah, I'm 3s, 4s, and 6s, man, all day.
Three is
I'm not a Jordan dude. I mean, I have those, but I'm a runner head, man. So
Air Max.
I'm an Air Max head, yeah, absolutely, man. Huaraches, stuff like that, man. I'm not really a Jordan.
Gotcha.
But I definitely own a couple pairs of 3s, white 3s, black 3s, white 4s, black 4s, and black, bread 6s, man. So
they're bringing the 4s out again next year with the Nike Air on the back.
Yeah. Yep. I already have them. I have them from 2001.
Now you speaking my language.
I don't wear them though. They've never been worn, so they're dead stock.
All right, I got one for you, Paulo. Greatest Shawn Kemp moment. Okay.
Yep.
The dunk on Alton Lister, where he points at him.
Yep.
Or when he jammed on Chris Gatlin and Chris Gatlin dapped him up.
No, the quintessential is the point dunk, man. Come on, that's the one, man, where he gave him 2 points, man. That was one. He gave him these right here.
He gave him the Gatling gun of point.
But Gatlin dapped him up after he dunked on him, like, yo, yeah.
I mean,
could you imagine if we had social media when that happened? The memes and gifs. Oh my God!
Yeah.
I mean, they're already memes and gifs now. But if you in that moment,
yeah, that was crazy.
He posterized a lot of people, man.
He did.
Yeah, those two are some of the ugliest.
He couldn't even palm a ball, man.
I used to
cup him. He used to
cup him. But that made the dunk even like harder though.
Yeah, because he could jump so high.
He was like this, you know what I'm saying? And oh my God, man.
I don't know how boy didn't win no dunk contest. So I think he got jerked in a couple of them.
Oh, he did. No question. All right, Phil, we got a couple more before we let Apollo go. What we got?
All right, if I say the MCs and Queens, you're going to say
Man, the guys out there in Los Angeles County, man, we're talking, LA, Long Beach, Compton, Watts.
City of Watts.
What era are we talking though?
We're talking
our era.
That really matters. That really matters.
Yeah,
So,
all right, we'll put it like this. From Phil, why don't we say from 93 to 07? So about 24 years.
That's a very large window, bro.
Yeah. It is.
It is.
Well, I mean, I got to give it to New York. Then I got to give it to the East Coast with that, man. But I mean, if you would have said something like 90 to 94. They was kind of neck and neck.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason why we extended past that is because you do have a different lineage that did come, and it predates like Kendrick and Vince Staples. So we kind of do that to just see where
you definitely got your evidences, dilated peoples and stuff like that. It's just obviously the West Coast. You got your Planet Asias.
Yeah.
Ras Kasses,
exactly.
You definitely have your West Coast MCs that represented, real nice in hip hop, but you can't, yeah. I mean, the East Coast, come on, New York kind of, they got that,
no doubt. All right, Phil, one last one before we go. If I say Big Daddy Kane.
I say Cool G Rap.
Ooh.
Oh, that wasn't even where I was gonna take it, but we will. I was gonna say Rakim or Kane, but Cool G Rap is definitely a.
Well, I mean, hey, look, if you was gonna say Rakim or Kane, I would have said Rakim. Rakim was both. Here's the thing, man. It was crazy because both of those MCs, to me, changed the game. They changed the whole dynamic of MCing. So before that you had MCs like Curtis Blow, and no disrespect to Curtis Blow, but it was kind of like, to me, it was kind of like clown rap. Like it was like a dinner for the dinner tea, double dinner tea, like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then you had at the same time, at the very same moment, you had Rakim spitting real, like, holy shit, man. He was like, he's just coming straight forward at you, man. Like just on some, me and Eric B was cooling at the Palladium, seeing an all girl cover. It was just like but the way he spit it was just like, yo, this is, I mean, the same, same with Big Daddy Kane, man. Kane was coming, with that real, like, just that real spit, man. And everybody else was on these party tracks, man, and just kind of just bubblegum rapping and weird like like I just didn't, I wasn't feeling that, man. So it was just I don't know, man. So for me they changed the game, man. Both of them, they changed the game. And G Rap was doing the same thing, man. It was just like they was changing the game. G Rap was, excuse me, but the best to ever do it with a lisp. So some say Biggie was, but I say G Rap was the best to ever do it with a lisp.
Definitely. That's got to be difficult too, man.
Yeah,
that can't be easy.
Nah, not at all, man. Have a speech impediment, bro? Come on.
And he's still nice. Like,
oh, absolutely, man. He nice. He nice on every track he get on, man. He nice, man.
The son of G Rap with 38 songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, Phil, man, we definitely have to just send a salute out to you, Apollo. Thank you for rocking out with us and giving our fans something they definitely were looking to hear for a while, man. So we'll get this out to them immediately.
Yeah, man, definitely thank you for rocking with us. I mean, I know it was we had a small window to operate, and thank you for accommodating. This was super dope, man. I'm glad we got a chance to finally make this happen.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all having me straight up.
We see you and Sky out there, crossing the Atlantic a couple times this year. Have any plans to do anything stateside?
We went over like 6 times last year, man. It was like we toured that album like crazy, man. That album had legs.
Yeah, like Africa and a couple other places, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I'm heading back over to Europe in December, man, just on some producer stuff, man, and then me and Joell will be heading back over probably sometime in February, mid-February, we'll start our runs and runs with an S.
Nice.
So that'll be the first one. We'll probably hit Europe and Russia, and then after that, man, we'll figure out what else and where else we're gonna do. And it'll be a few of them, man. We're gonna try to give everybody a little taste.
Man, there it is. October 26th in stores, in digital streaming platforms. Mona Lisa,
everywhere.
Joell Ortiz, and
everybody knows. Everybody knows I do vinyl, man. I definitely do vinyl, and I still do CDs, man. CDs are important to me. They might not be important to some people, man, but CDs are important to me. Most people I know don't drive a 2019 car. They drive a 2013 or 2012 that still has CD players in it.
Fact.
So I still got to give those people, a CD.
Facts.
Got to do CDs, man. They're important to me, man. So, and tapes, man. I do tapes too. I do tapes.
And definitely tell them where they can find you out in the world, where they can find your music.
Oh man, you can find my music everywhere. You can find me at Apollo Brown on Instagram. You can find me at Apollo Brown on Twitter. You can find me somewhere on Facebook, man. If you know my government, you might be able to find me. But I got an Apollo Brown fan page as well. My music's everywhere, man. My music is everywhere. I mean, just go look for it. Type in the name and you'll find it. There's certain stuff that, like, a couple groups I belong to, the Left, Gas Mask. My name's not on that directly, but that's my old group, man. I produced the whole thing, man. So if you see anything called Gas Mask or the Left, that's me. Ugly Heroes, another group of mine.
Yep.
Check that out. 2 albums and
shout out to Verbal Kent.
Word up,
Red
man.
Pill.
Red Pill, yeah, absolutely, man. And just anything that has the name of Apollo Brown on it, man. Go check it out. You might like it, you might not, but go check it out.
All right, there it is. Yeah. All right, man. We appreciate you, and hopefully we can definitely have you on again in the near future.
Absolutely, man. No, this is a good time, man. I definitely appreciate you having me.
All right,
and me my corny self, man. Everybody gonna listen to this and be like, man, that dude's so corny, man. Listen to the way he talks. All right, man. It's just me, man. It's not an act. I don't try to put on an act for people. So, I'm the corny dude, man. It's all good, man. I still try to make good music for y'all. It's all right.
Man, there's nothing wrong with being corny, man, especially when you have superhero talent, man.
No doubt. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, man. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
So again, Philmatic, man, we finally got one of the Infinity Stones into the
that's like the index finger knuckle.
No, man, but salute to you for definitely arranging that, as you always do, man. Coming through in the clutch. But yeah, man, just look at that. I mean, from Raz to OC to Sky a couple times. Even Torre, just his collaborators, and then also the people that he's made these beautiful masterpieces with. PA, can't forget him as well. Anchovies. Please go check that out. So yeah, man. It was good to be able to talk to the guy behind the sound, and just get an idea of how he got them to make these pieces of work that stand out so well from their other pieces in their catalog too.
Yeah, man, and that's crazy to think, like, because you would think the way that the music meshes so well with the artist that he was, they would tailor made, but as we found out, no, he doesn't rock to them, they rock to him, and it's like, like, I have a certain sound that I want to make. Here's the beats, let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
That is, especially when you hear about artists who might listen to 40 beats to get one song. He said, you get 20 beats and we're going to make 15 tracks out of these. That's awesome. And then most of the albums ended up being like, 12 to, 13. So, there's very little window, but they all come out so fire. And he's and so far him and Joell are 3 for 3, or 3.5 for 3 if you count the remix. You know,
yeah, I'm excited, man. It's definitely gonna be something.
Yeah. I definitely have my my order up.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
so yeah, man. Once again, for this, did you really know what live was?
they didn't.
They didn't.
Yo, we better than y'all, man. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep saying it, yo, because it's the truth, man. We do this hip hop shit. I mean, like for real.
Yeah.
I mean, this not tabloid news. We are the bar, my nigga.
For sure.
You know what I mean,
we appreciate everybody out there listening to us. Please check out War Room Sports, the War Room, Thursday 6 to 8.
Yes,
check out Joel Appetit.
Yeah.
Check out On the Couch with the Wilsons.
You already know.
Check out tallyandtwine.com.
Mm-hmm. Get your fresh timepieces.
And most importantly, please respect the tape. All right, respect key holders. Check us out too. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate everybody checking us out. And on that note, man, Philmatic, take us out with the fader.
Okay, gang. You already know what it is, man. 'Tis the season. You know, it's that time of the year when you get all 4 sports. So, you know, we pigs and shit, pause. But no, you know what it is, man. He hold the radio TGIF playlist.
Mm-hmm.
We keep bringing you that flavor. We keep bringing you this quality hip hop culture, the music, the beats, the rhymes, the DJs, the MCs, the producers, because we are the torchbearers. This is the home of the MC. Now it is officially the home of the producer. We are the best in the world at what we do. This is Tissue and the Tape. Work for the money, live for the love, die for what you believe in. But most importantly, always respect key holders. Yeah.